Hey friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to the show. Happy Diarrhea Day. Because, you know, you ate like all kinds of horrible stuff all night last night. That's just me. Oh. Welcome to the fattest day of the year, the day after Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, you dirty bastards. Thanks for coming. In the chat, Curtis Hayes, Cheatonian, Troy Prelog, Chuck P, Cole Powers, Nerone, Scotty Scott, Douglas Six, Borks Bits, Northern Tier, Sam, Everyday with Bruno, Franz Wooldrich, Nerone again, Stefan 4 Elements, JP Spin, Frank Nicholas, Uriel, CXBFPV. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming. Welcome to the show. Cole Powers says, do me a favor and name your Serenity. This is the Hisingy Firefly, which our Whoop Wednesday live stream was supposed to be Will It Rip. But Hisingy puts a bunch of stuff in place through the application and just like what you can and can't do. Like, you kind of have to use the app. And they really set this up for beginners only. Hey, DJI, take note. Every single DJI product should have what Hisingy has done here. You have to fly this thing for a full 60 minutes of actual flight time before you turn on what they call sport mode. Oh my God, DJI should do this with every single thing that they sell. For the first 60 minutes, at the very least, you should be locked down to like horizon mode, very slow forward, sideways, backwards, yaw. I actually really like what Hisingy has done in forcing you to start with the basics. It's really set up for young folks. The application is like very much set up like a video game. And for kids, this is probably awesome. Like, I'm really impressed with how much work they've done in the app here, to both start you off very slow and safe, but then encourage you to keep using it. There's like all kinds of like rewards or accomplishments or whatever for like amount of flight time, for the number of crashes, which I think is absolutely amazing. There is all kinds of cool stuff. I don't know if like other companies have done this with their beginner setups, but this is the first I've ever seen it, and it's really cool. I gotta be honest, like this is not for us at all. But if you want to try to get a young person into flying FPV, this might be the way, man. The flight time is ridiculous with these 950 mAh 1S batteries and these giant 2-inch biblades. It seems to be pretty durable. I dropped it 10-15 feet to the hardwood last night a bunch of times, and it doesn't have a scratch on it. The FPV system works. There were a couple little things during the setup process that kind of I got hung up on. Having to like, yeah, watch the live stream if you want to kind of see. But a young person going through the setup process would probably have just ripped right through it. And one of the problems that I was having is that I was trying to do the setup without using the application. And that's silly. It's really, really, really geared towards... And it says it in the instructions. It even says it on the box. Like, download the app and do everything on there. And I just kind of didn't. And there's a bunch of stuff like changing the VTX channel that you can only do on the application. I don't love that. Because, like, what if you want to fly it, but you don't have your phone or your phone is dead, right? I would love if there was a little button to change the VTX channel at the very least. But other than that, yeah, I mean, there is a bind button, which is very cool. We got it up in the air without using the application. It was stuck on race 1, but we were able to get it up in the air and fly it around. The box goggles, I forget the model number, but the end of the model number is 50. These are the less expensive box goggles. They're not terrible. After I realized, well, again, not for us. In order to fit it on my head, I have it loosened all the way up. So yeah, definitely for the younger crowd. But you could make it work. It looks like there's a little bit of extra adjustment in here. So even if you had a bigger head than me, you could probably make it work. After I realized that I needed to push the goggles down a little bit on my nose, I was able to see both the bottom and the top of the screen. So yeah, I mean, they're a small set of box goggles with a little permanently attached looking antenna. Maybe not. No way. Tell me they didn't put an SMA port on here. That's dope. I just completely assumed that this was a permanently attached antenna, but no, there's an SMA port. You could put a fancy antenna on these. I don't know how the DVR works. I haven't used it yet. I will at some point, because one of the in order to make the thing go faster and in order to like unlock sport mode and all that stuff, you gotta like get points, and you get points for doing different things. One of the things that you get points for is using the DVR. So I will use the DVR at some point here. But not quite yet. But yeah, I don't know. The box goggles seem totally fine for a young person. I don't see an issue with them. I'm not an expert when it comes to reviewing goggles. I pretty much only use $300, $400, $500, $600 goggles. So to me, like the difference between those, I'll tell you what, using these has made me appreciate like big boy goggles way more than I have in a long time. But they get the job done. You know, if I think back to my first set of goggles, the Eachine EV800, I believe they were. Yeah, these are about as good. And I made those things work. Look, it's a screen. It's a screen in a box. There's not like there, and it works, right? Like it's a screen in a box and it works. Done. If you're buying box goggles, they're probably for somebody that's sort of new, unless like you wear glasses or something like that. But yeah, most people buying box goggles are trying to save as much money as possible and or get somebody into this. And so spend as little money as you possibly can. If those are the least expensive box goggles, they got DVR built in. The end. Get them. Because you're just going to end up going to, a fancier set of goggles if you actually enjoy flying and want to pursue FPV. So yeah, I don't have a single problem with those goggles. This little transmitter, it's a little transmitter. It works. I was able to fly the thing upstairs and downstairs. It's got little thumb pads. You probably can only use this for these rigs. But yeah, I mean, it works. With entry-level stuff, whether or not it works, in my opinion, is kind of like the number one thing. If it works, awesome, and you're just going to use it. You're not going to grow with it. Most of your beginner stuff is going to be your beginner stuff forever. You're going to put it on the wall. It's going to be a fun story to tell. Someday, maybe you'll let somebody borrow it to try to kind of get them into the hobby. So, like, as long as it works out of the box, I'm kind of happy. And yeah, this has been working totally fine. So, what else can I say about this that I've learned? Oh, Azalea flew this for like 6 minutes, and then lost interest. But she was look. So it's got an optical sensor somewhere on the bottom. I don't actually see where the hole is for it, but it definitely has an optical sensor here for some sort of elevation hold. And in your first 60 minutes of flying, it is stuck in angle mode / horizon mode. No, it's angle mode. And so it position holds as you would expect. The elevation holds it's okay. When you fly it really low to the ground, it starts to kind of fall apart and it bobs around a lot. But it's also having to fight with ground effect, which is really tough, so I can excuse that. If you put this thing a couple of feet in the air in a room that doesn't have vents on, that doesn't have a fan on, and if you sit there in the application and you trim the damn thing out, it will hover pretty solid. It's accelerometer based, right? Just like angle and horizon mode. So you trim it out, and then 5 minutes later, it's drifting around again. You have to retrim it, and then the battery runs out. You put a fresh battery on it. You put it back in the air, and you have to retrim it, right? If you spent any time in FPV in the last 10 years flying in angle or horizon mode, and you spent any time trying to trim your shit out to get it to hover level, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you can get it absolutely trimmed perfect right now. 2 minutes from now, it could very well be off. So this is the exact same experience as using the accelerometer trim in Betaflight. What I will say is, it is a little bit annoying that there's no way to trim it from the controller. You have to trim it from the application. So you have to have the app opened on your phone and your phone kind of sitting here. What's been kind of interesting, but because I need to get this past 60 minutes of flying, and because it's such kind of a bore for me to fly this thing right now, right? Because I'm a professional FPV pilot. The game with this has become, how many other things can I do while this thing is hovering to get to 60 minutes of flight time, while at the same time babysitting the trim and the transmitter. And so, like, I was packaging up a bunch of Etsy orders today and just trying to, like, let this hover right over here and just, like, write first name, last name, check it, maybe make a quick adjustment. First name, last name. All right, the trim's really getting off. Go to my phone, trim it differently. All right, cool. Trim right, trim forward, trim. Okay, perfect. It's good again. All right, write down. What's their address? Okay, first name, last. It's good. Street address. Okay, good. Throw a stamp on. Oh, make a correction. After you get through the first 60 minutes of flight time, it opens up sport mode and sport mode classic. I have no clue what they are. I'm super curious. I've got a battery on the charger right now, As soon as this red light goes off, we're gonna put this thing up in the air, regardless of of what we're doing here on the stream. And I'm gonna fly it around the house FPV. I've been just doing it line of sight. Here, speaking of line of sight, the first 60 minutes, if for some reason you get one of these, your first 60 minutes are 60 minutes of line of sight training. That is the perfect thing to do with this to get through that first 60 minutes. Because I don't think a single one of us that has gone to FPV have ever done line of sight again. And it's really handy to have line of sight skills. If you're flying a rig and the video goes out, if you can lift your goggles up, find it with your eyeballs, being able to line of sight fly at home is really handy. And if you're a little bit farther away, you're probably not going to be able to figure out how to get it tail in. And so actually figuring out how to fly line of sight, not tail in, right? Put the nose down and fly it with yaw like an RC car is really, really, really handy. And that is a skill that for me is just long gone. So when I haven't been doing playing the hover game with it, I've been trying to remember how to fly line of sight with varying degrees of success. But as I've done that and as I've inevitably crashed it, there's like accomplishments for number of crashes. So I'm making points for crashing the thing. I changed I didn't realize there were going to be so many limitations on it last live stream. And so we didn't really get to see if it would rip. Out of the box, as I said on Wednesday, it doesn't rip. It is so limited out of the box that there's absolutely no way to rip it. It goes super slow. It does everything super slow. Be interesting to see. I think I'm at about 50 minutes of flight time. So I believe by the end of the live stream we can get it over the 60-minute number and see what the sport mode is all about. I'm hoping that sport mode is acro. I'm hoping that classic is acro. I really hope that it is. I really hope that there is some way to get this thing into acro mode. That would be super cool. So yeah, that's been the Hisingy Firefly. The other one that they sent me, the EX, it doesn't have a camera with it. And so I'm treating that as just just replacement parts. Oh, the other thing I was kind of thinking. So sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I have changed since we didn't. It was so limited, and we really didn't get to try to rip it because it couldn't. I changed the name of Wednesday's live stream to like Christmas morning first setup and first flight or whatever. And now tonight's live stream is called Will It Rip? Because again, I think I can get this over the 60-minute mark, and then we can actually see if this heavy of a rig with brushed motors and these 2-inch bi-blades has enough power to do something. A power loop. I think... I don't know. I think if we can do a power with, we'll see. We'll see how it is. If it's, yeah, we'll see how it is and make a determination. Hopefully by the end of the stream, will it rip? Can it rip? Whatever. So yeah, my other idea for the stream tonight was gonna be, can we upgrade it? And so I looked at it and I was like, all right, well, this bottom piece, in theory, we could remove. There's 4 screws going through it, and then I could probably figure out a way to not have this, but I don't think this is going to weigh very much. There's not a whole hell of a lot that you can remove from this thing. You could certainly clip these ducts off to save some weight, but that would just make it pretty much not flyable inside, right? Because you're going to hit everything that you own with the propellers, and then the propellers are going to break, and they don't give you any extra propellers. And then I was like, well, at least we can change the props, right? Nope, because since these are brushed motors, they use a 0.8 millimeter motor shaft, and I don't know of any 2-inch props that are 0.8 millimeter motor shafts. What I did also notice in the application, though, one of the other ways that you can get points is by buying things and upgrading it. I love that there are upgrades for it. So the way that they do it is whenever you buy something, it comes with a little card that has a QR code on it. And in the application, there's an option like add accessory. So you hit add accessory and then you scan the QR code, and then you get points for in the application to let you unlock it, make it faster, unlock the sport mode, all that shit. And so I love that there are upgrades for it. Believe me, them making the application give you points for buying those upgrades. That's a little. I get it, but like, it's not like it's an exclusive thing though. You can just fly it more in order to get the points to make it go faster and unlock the different features. So I'm fine with that. If they had made that like some exclusive thing, you can only get this special kind of green point by buying stuff, I'd be a little bit upset. But no, they did not do that. And so, yeah, I get it, man. That's marketing. I've not been really exposed to like beginner FPV stuff in a while. I am super impressed. I am super impressed at the meshing of like something that's totally toy grade with like packaging that's gorgeous, ready to sit on like a Target store shelf and be sold to normies, with actual FPV, an actual camera, an actual video transmitter, actual goggles. It's a hell of a hard thing to do, and I'm pretty impressed with how good of a job they did with it. And they obviously spent a lot of time with the application, which that feels weird, but at the same time, for the target audience, genius. I think I think that is an absolute genius move on their part, especially to try to keep people flying it, right? Like, one of the things with FPV is that it's really difficult. I handed this to Azalea without the application. And so she just tried to fly it around the room and immediately got bored. If she'd had to set it up in the app and she realized that there's points for flying and points for crashing and all that stuff, I mean, she's 14 now, so she might be a little bit resistant to that. I don't actually know. Or maybe she'd fall for it and be interested in flying it more. FPV is a thing where you gotta go in. You got to put the time in. There's no other way. And what they've done with like the getting points thing in the app, I think that's the way for the young people. It's very similar to like a lot of these video games, a lot of the super addictive video games. They very obviously took a page from their book. So yeah, it's been really, really cool. To spend a little bit of time with this, and I'm dying to know, will it rip? And I got a couple of comments on the last video, and the last video actually, the last live stream rather, actually did really well. So this is not going to be the last time that we do a will it rip. This is going to become a thing. So yeah, start thinking about that. Start thinking about like, I don't only want to fly stuff that's awful. Like, I'm going to start by doing, like, Will It Rip episodes with just my builds. And it'll be an excuse to, like, feature this build on a live stream. Or this build, right? And so the thumbnail image will be, like, now that I'm kind of playing around with lighting a little bit, it'll be, like, a well-lit image of this. And then I'll throw, like, for this one, I would throw, like, 36,000 kV into the name of the live stream. And yeah, the stream is going to be looking at this rig, talking about the build, talking about what it does well, what it doesn't do well. And then, like, kind of obviously, all of my custom builds will certainly rip. But after we get through them, we'll start doing other stuff. Stuff that kind of doesn't fly as well. What has kind of... what initially got me thinking about this was the experience that I had with the 1S 75mm rigs on 802s and 803s versus 1002s and 1102s. And the realization that on 1002s and 1102s, because there's not enough KV there, you got to fly the rig differently. If you try to fly it in the same way that you fly a rig with like 10-to-1 power to weight ratio, you're going to hate it. But if you look at the motors and you see that they're big, wide motors that are going to stay nice and cool, and you start thinking about it, well, okay, that's a rig that's going to either carry a heavy payload, or you can put the nose down and charge forward at like 50-60% throttle for the entire battery. And because the motor is wider, it'll have more of the stator and the bell in the airflow, and it'll stay nice and cool. So it's a rig that, if you fly it in the way that sort of the motor in a way that benefits the motor selection, you can have a lot of fun with it. And so yeah, there's different definitions of rip, right? Like, I would consider the 1002, 1102, 1S rigs rippable, because you can go outside and just go charging around the neighborhood at like 30-40 miles an hour, and it's a blast. Whereas like the 802, 803 rigs that were really high KV, you wouldn't do that. You would fly them more three-dimensionally, more up and down, and then you get that, and then you can do power loops and Matty flips and stuff like that. So they rip too, but just sort of in a different way. And I kind of want that to sort of be a part of the conversation. Like, will it rip? This very well might not. We might not be able to unlock enough to be able to rip this. And it's kind of heavy, and it's a brushed motor. So there is going to be that like designation, like yes or no. I think most rigs, it's going to be a yes, and then it's going to be a conversation of like, what is the right way? Right way. You know what I mean, though? If you're going to rip this rig, here's how you rip it. You put the nose down, you charge around the neighborhood, you fly it in the house, you do front flips, back flips, all that kind of shit. And I think that'll be kind of cool. And I think that'll be just a little bit of a different way to expand this understanding that certain parts do certain things really well. Other parts, and those same parts maybe don't do certain things all that well. To really stop this whole, like, what's the best tiny whoop shit, right? Like, if I can get people to stop asking what the best tiny whoop is, I'm thrilled. Because yeah, there's no information in that question. At the very least, that question needs to be, hey, I want to fly really fast around my neighborhood really quietly. What's the best rig for that? Now we're talking. That's a real question right there. And that, because that's a question with an actual answer. And so, yeah, that's kind of my goal, is to make everybody understand, as many people as possible understand that different components do different things better and or worse. And depending on what your flight style, depending on where you're flying, how much noise you're realistically able to make, what the payload is, right? Those things are going to be what determine what your build should be, not a stranger on the internet that flies really good, right? Just because I'm a half decent pilot doesn't mean that you can just ask me, hey, what's the best tiny whoop? And I'm going to tell you what the perfect tiny whoop for you is. They're two totally different things. The perfect tiny whoop for me is going to be damn near unflyable for most of you, because it's going to be like 40,000 kV motors. It's going to be a ridiculous amount of throttle expo. It's going to have a whole bunch of stick smoothing, which creates delay, because I like my footage to look like buttery smooth. And so for like most people, it's going to be awful. And so, yeah, this is the next phase of sort of trying to educate as many people as I can of that. There is no best. There is just different. Where's everybody from? Type where you're from in the chat. Maybe there's somebody near you that you didn't even know is near you. Kevin Fisk with a $20 super chat. Kevin, thank you so much. He says, first time catching you live. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, brother. Thank you, dude. Through generous donations like that and folks jumping over to my website, CiottiFPV.com, you guys can support me because I am completely crowdfunded. This way, when I review stuff, like, yes, I appreciate Hisingy sending this over, but if it blew up, I don't care. I'm going to tell you guys that it blew up. I'm going to tell you all the problems with it because, like, they contacted me to send this over. I didn't beg them to send this. They wanted to send it, and they did. So I'm not relying on companies to send me more and more stuff. So if I trash on something and they say, you know what, we're never going to send you stuff again, I'm like, cool. If that's what you want to do, I'm going to tell people that so that they know. And it is what it is. Like you want to send me stuff? Great. It's going to get a completely honest review because I am not relying on you to send me stuff for, you know, to pay for this whole thing. And so you guys allow that to happen, which is pretty slick. And the best way that you can support me is super chats and or heading over to superfpv.com, CiottiFPV.com. Patreon is really the best way to get the most bang for your buck and to support me. They take the smallest percentage, and I've done a ton of stuff over on Patreon to make it a really good value. You can jump onto my Patreon for $3 a month. That's 10 cents a day. Somebody that's been thinking about joining the Patreon, join it. Let's see it. I'll give you a shout out. $3 a month will get you in. This Monday, I don't know what the date's going to be, but this Monday is a giveaway live stream. 3 Patreon-specific giveaways. If you're on the $3 a month tier and you pay $2 more a month, you can get entered to win $50 to $100 worth of Tiny Whoop and or toothpick stuff. If you do the $10 a month tier, you're going to be entered to win 3-inch micro brushless parts and or Cinewhoop parts. $20 a month tier for 5-inch parts. $30 a month tier, $1 a day, will enter you to win all 3 of those. Those are the folks that win a lot of stuff. All these giveaways are at least $40 or $50 worth of stuff. Sometimes they're upwards of $100 worth of stuff. So when you win these giveaways, and eventually it pays for a whole bunch of months of your Patreon. But also, you're going to get access to the Patreon, which has a whole bunch of tech articles and good stuff, and it's going to get you emails for all these live streams. You're going to get full Discord access, where you can do things like rent out the stick ends box for me. It's a box with a whole bunch of M3 stick ends that you can try on your transmitter to see if you actually like them, rather than just looking at a picture on a website. You can rent out a set of calibrated weights so that you can calibrate your scale to make sure it's as accurate as possible. You're going to get access to a YouTube playlist, an unlisted playlist with all kinds of good stuff, Patreon-only live streams, sketchy flying, I don't want to be public, half-done edits that I'm like asking for feedback on, like, is the song good, does it work, this, that, and the other thing. So lots of benefits to joining the Patreon, and you can get all those benefits other than the giveaways for $3 a month, 10 cents a day. Do it. Do it. Somebody join it. You know you want to. You know you've been meaning to buy yourself an early Christmas present. Buy yourself a... It's Black Friday, you filthy animals. Treat yourself to a Patreon subscription. Etsy has some really fun stuff. Some stickers, some hardware, some full builds. Check out the Etsy store. Lots of stuff being added all the time. Fiverr is a website where you can work one-on-one with me. You can just message me and we can schedule it, but if you want the protection that Fiverr offers, you can go through there. The main things that I do are help people fly better, help people tune better and learn how to tune, and help people do builds that make sense for them. Instead of just randomly buying stuff, buy the perfect frame for you, the perfect motor for you, the perfect propeller for you. I've been doing this for a long time. I've got a whole series of questions that I ask you to dial in on that, and then I suggest perfect parts for you and parts that don't catch on fire, right? You buy an HDZero ESC for $80 and it bursts into flames the first time you put power to it. If you'd given me 60 of those $80 for an hour session, I would have told you not to buy it. And then you'd be $20 ahead, and you wouldn't have wasted all that time on the build. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on in here. Fiverr doesn't take much of a percentage. So, I mean, it is what it is. If you want to book through Fiverr, it's totally cool. If you want to just message me, all my contact info is up on the top here. We can just set it up and away we go. PayPal, if you want to do a super chat, but you don't want YouTube to take 30%. Teespring for some really fun shirts and other random apparel. And then all these affiliate links, yo. Thank you to everyone that's been using my affiliate links. It is awesome. It is helping a ton, especially with the cold season coming where pretty much all of the flying gigs will be drying up. Replace your bookmarks with someone's affiliate links. Stop using regular bookmarks, just racedayquads.com. Switch it over to someone's affiliate link. I don't care if it's not mine, just someone's. Help us keep creating stuff here on YouTube for you to watch for free. I have affiliate links for Amazon, GetFPV, Pyrodrone, Race Day Quads, Newbie Drone, Weebleed, Beta FPV, FPV Cycle, Oh My God, Brain 3D, HDZero, Flywheel, EMX, Banggood, Camera Butter, AliExpress. If you don't use bookmarks, if you're like me and when you want to go to Amazon, you just type AMA for Amazon, type that, and then it'll give you your most common visited website. Off on the right, you can like either click remove suggestion, or sometimes you might have to right click it. There will be a way to remove your current suggestions for all of these websites. And then all you have to do is open my website like this, and then just for Flywoo, click a couple times, open a bunch of tabs going to that same affiliate link, and you'll trick your browser into thinking that when you type FLY for Flywoo, you actually want to go to my affiliate link. That's another super easy way to use someone's affiliate links as the Canon software shits its pants. Thanks so much, Canon. Way to absolutely ruin the lives of every single live streamer using your, up till this point, wonderful cameras. Please just come back to life on your own. Don't make... Oh, okay, now it's going to make me do this. Come on. All right, let's see how long it lasts this time. There you go, friends. That's how you support me if you like this show and you'd like to keep it ongoing. Cheetonians, wait, no, hold on. I missed a whole bunch of chat. I gotta get caught up on chat. Looks like you guys are going ham. Uriel says chocolate milk. Fran says, will you do a DJI Whoop build when they come out? Absolutely. In general, do you think it will be awesome? I think there's a pretty good chance that DJI will screw us over in some way. I obviously hope that they don't, and if they don't, I think it'll be unbelievable. An 04 video system at 10 grams is absolutely insane. Even if they like handicap it a little bit and they like make it only 2.7K or something like that, doesn't matter. Or maybe like it probably won't have like the full 1.21 gigawatt output power, right? Who cares? It's going on a tiny whoop. So yeah, hopefully they don't do anything dumb. And or hopefully they don't specifically do things to prevent us from custom building with it. And like weirdly locking us into their other products. We're already going to be locked into the goggles 3. Although I guess maybe you could, I don't know. I got to do more research on it. They've been doing weird stuff with goggles 3 and 04, and goggles 2 doesn't work and it disconnects, but then they firmware updated it. I don't know. It seems all over the damn place, but yeah, I'm just hoping that they don't do anything either dumb, as in like they just didn't think about it, they didn't take any time to talk to anyone in the FPV world, and or specifically doing something to make it difficult for us, right, to build it, or like oversizing it. Like if they make the VTX some weird size and they make the bolt pattern some other weird size, that could like totally screw us over from using it in a traditional Whoop build. Even if they do that, I'm sure that the manufacturers will jump right on it and make a whole bunch of brand new stuff to use it that you'll have to then buy. But yeah, Hopefully they don't do something like monumentally stupid that completely prevents it from being used in anything other than their new Tiny Whoop or something like that, right? But so we'll see. We'll see. Or like making it require like 15 volts or something like that, right? Like there's all kinds of weird stuff that they could do to make it so that hobbyists kind of can't use it. And you could make a pretty strong argument for DJI having done a bunch of things in the past that are kind of anti-hobbyist. And so that worries me a little bit. But we'll see. Level 1 Drone says, awesome, looks like something I can get my 6-year-old. Let's see if it rips. Ooh, this battery's done. All right, cool. So I'm going to pause getting caught up on the chat because I just need to get the flight time into this thing so that hopefully by the end of the stream we can unlock sport mode. So let's dive straight on into it. And I'm going to fly it FPV with their transmitter. Well, I have to use their little transmitter. But I am also going to use their box goggles. Much to my chagrin. Although they're not really that bad. I'm kind of surprised at how decent a super cheap set of FPV goggles is. I don't know the actual price on them, though. I should have looked that up. All right, unplugging and replugging the video receiver. Hopefully that'll pop up. There it is. You also can't change anything on this OSD. This is a locked-in OSD, which is kind of annoying. I hate that center point. Kind of neat that it gives you the elevation, though. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what? I am actually going to stop using these box goggles. I noticed yesterday and today, very specifically, I noticed that I didn't make the connection, but I'm having a real hard time focusing. When I used it for the year or so that I used box goggles, early days of FPV, first year of FPV for me, when I was driving home from flying a bunch of batteries after having used the box goggles where I had to focus my eyes like this close to my face, I wouldn't be able to focus on license plates and stuff, and my vision was like a mess on my ride home. I think that might be because of the short focus distance, so I'm going to stop using these actually because I've been very frustrated having to do the I everything is fuzzy on the screen, like reading regular text, like the chat text has been really difficult. And I've been doing this all day long to try to find the right distance for myself to focus. So yeah, I'm gonna stop using those box goggles. I'm not I'm 43 years old now. I have noticed in my 40s that my vision has gotten worse. So it could just be a coincidence, but I'm not gonna make it any worse. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Hisingy. But yeah. 43-year-old man got to do what he's got to do to make sure that he's got functioning vision for his FPV career. Oh wow, the camera looks great in these goggles. Damn. All right, you push and hold the button to get the engines to start, and then you throttle up, and Teddy loses his mind. So here's the elevation holds. It's not perfect. You can see it kind of bouncing around a little bit. I have it trimmed out pretty good right now. And so I've also unlocked a little bit of extra performance, a little bit more forward speed, as you can probably see. So that makes this way more fun to fly. Let's go upstairs. We weren't able to really go upstairs last time. Oops, I hit the button. I hit the button to make it do flips and rolls. I'm going to hit it again. Make it do a flip. Hey, look at that. Man, it rips those flips and rolls. Especially for a brushed motor. I'm pretty surprised by that. Oh, I think I'm at the end of the range. Yep. Nope. There it goes. I got nothing. Okay. So I guess that little icon on the bottom left that says 100, I guess that's not I guess that's not the controller link. Yeah, I've got nothing. Okay. So 2 floors up is too much. Let me put the controller up above my head. Nah, nothing. Interesting. The video outruns the transmitter link. I'm gonna walk halfway up the stairs and try again. Let's see what happens. I made it mad, apparently. It just absolutely refused to rearm. That was weird. The transmitter was making funny noises, but it just wouldn't rearm. Let's see if it'll... Now it's fine. I kind of thought maybe it didn't like the darkness up there. It didn't like how dark it was up there. We're gonna go up there again. Let's try it again. I should have unplugged it and plugged it back in when I was upstairs. Oh my god, why did I do that? I was looking down at the... Oh, and it doesn't have turtle mode. Oh, no. Oh, I will never take turtle mode for granted again. Oh. Wow, man. Turtle mode. Alright. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash. Teddy, relax. I should probably stay down here. But I cannot crash. We'll be fine. Oh, man. It does not... Oh, there it goes. What? Come on. Come back to life. There it is. There's like a delay. You gotta, after you crash, they want you to think about what you've done. And there's a little delay. Alright, so, let's rail it around up here. We're gonna go full stick forward. I have sped it up a little bit. This isn't full speed, though. Alright. Still full stick. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yo. Ugh. Yo. Ugh. Okay. So. It's fine up here. Let me go in the hall. Ooh, I'll go in Maggie's office. This is how we're gonna test if it freaks out in the dark. Oh, see, it's fine. Oh man, I can't see shit though. Oh, don't. No, see, it's fine in the dark. What does that icon in the bottom left mean? It looks like a little controller in 100. Why is it fail-safing upstairs? I'll do it one more time, I guess. There it goes. Yep, there it is. It's done. It just gives up. What are those numbers on the left there? 0%. That must be the transmitter strength. Damn it! All right, yeah. So, hold on. Yeah, so I'm gonna guess it's got like FR Sky or something like that for the transmitter link. Boy, does it get upset when you failsafe it. Oh wait, no, I think it just came back. Yeah, it does not like to be failsafed. It looks like you might have to cycle the power when you failsafe it, which. That's I don't know about that. If you're out flying it somewhere and you put it and it fail safe somewhere unrecoverable, but you can get closer to it, that would kind of suck, you know. What is that percentage on the left? 35. Surely it's not at 30-something% transmitter strength across the room. Surely not. Oh boy. Oh god! Wow, look at it hanging in and just waiting for itself to stop spinning. Oh wow, look at it. It did not like that. It flies, man. I haven't flown. Woo boy! I haven't flown any kind of angle mode like this in a long time. What can we do here? How can we rip this thing in angle mode? Let you go backwards. That's kind of cool. That was kind of cool, I guess. Oh, Teddy. Oh my god, Teddy! I did not do that on purpose. Man, this is such a different way of flying. Just to have it like try to stop itself when you goes in the middle of the sticks is super weird. But for a beginner, I'm certain that oh, that was a big one. I'm certain that helps. Unfortunately, though, it builds bad habits. But like, you got to start somewhere. You got to get people. You know, I started on angle mode. I'm like, yeah, all right. It made it a little bit harder. Get out of here, doggy. It made it a little bit harder to switch to acro. Like, I was kind of like, well, Teddy, you made it angry, buddy. Oh my god. Yeah, you got to give people somewhere to oh! Somewhere to start. Holy hell. Wow, this is such a weird way to fly, man. Angle mode. Yikes. Oh, I gotta do like weird stuff on the controller to let it slide around like this. Woo! Oh. Well, this is interesting. This is a... This will build some terrible habits if you learn how to fly backwards like this. Ugh. Forgot that was there. You know what I also noticed? It runs the batteries down really low. It runs the batteries all the way down to 3 volts. Oh, no. It needs turtle mode. Even though they're brushed motors, there is a way to make it have turtle mode. Newbie Drone did it. I think you have to add an extra FET. Oh, balls. YouTube. Shit the bed. Wow, YouTube is just brutal. So I just lost a ton of the chat, guys. I apologize. It's 100% YouTube's fault. They've managed to make their platform unbelievably unreliable lately. Relax, little boy. Oh, I tried to back through there. So if I want to rotate around, I have to go stick right and then stick rear. Oh boy. And then crash. Here he comes. Careful, buddy. Man, the altitude hold is wild. I need it to lose and gain... Oh boy. I need it to lose and gain altitude better than this. Come on. Don't! There we go. There are settings in the application to make it... Woo! To make it gain and lose altitude quicker. But I've opted to use my performance points for straight line speed. Ah, I thought I could get through there backwards. Yeah! Oh boy, does it need turtle mode. Although, I don't know. The general population needs exercise probably even worse than I do, so maybe that's what they're doing. All right, this battery is must be almost done, but let's run it all the way to the end. I'm using $680 goggles to fly this thing around. That's what the HDZero goggles cost when you factor in a rapid fire module and a whole bunch of antennas, right? 4 antennas. Oh shit! 4 antennas. For the HDZero, and then 2 more antennas for analog. What are you doing? The optical sensor for elevation is interesting. It's interesting watching it do its thing. Oh no, I changed my mind, but I did it too late. Oh, that's the end of the battery. Look how low it runs the battery. 3.1, 3.0. It is a 950 mAh battery, though. But there you go. There's a full battery on the Hisingy Firefly. The other battery is still charging, so we will just leave it there until this other battery is done, and then we'll fly it, because... Oh, hold on. Actually, hold on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ, Canon. Are you kidding me with this? Are you out of your goddamn minds? Yeah, man, I lost a ton of the chat, guys. I apologize. It's 100% YouTube's fault. All live streamers are having a problem with this lately. The most recent chat comments that I have are from 7:45. So if you tagged me earlier than 7:45, there's no way that I can see it. I apologize. Yeah, let me show you what that... hold on, let me get out of the screen where I had to fix this. So, power it up. I hate to put this battery back into it, but it's just going to be for a second. Launch the app, and it actually connects through Bluetooth. And so here, settings, you'll see you'll see Firefly and then a bunch of numbers. It's connecting, and now it's hooked up. And so on the first screen here, this is where you change the VTX channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're all race band channels. Massive thumbs up for making them race band channels. Look at that. So there's an achievement. Perfect. Log 60 minutes of flight time. New achievement unlocked. Congratulations. Check it out in my achievements. Don't need to. We're good. So that's the channel. That's where you adjust the VTX channel. Very, very cool. Tuning. Tuning is where you dial in the up-down speed, horizontal speed. Reach level 10. New the achievement is reaching level 10. And you get these P points. P for performance, I'm assuming. What's weird is I was getting P point. I would get like 1 or 2 points every battery that I flew. Lately, I haven't been getting any more P points. I don't know what's going on. So I'm having to like, I have, how many do I have total? I have maybe like 10 total. I have 9 total, right? And so you have to figure out where you want to put those. Up, down speed, horizontal speed, acceleration, which does very little, and then yaw speed. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 into up, down speed because it really suffers there. Horizontal speed, I'm going to do 4, and then I'm going to put 1 into yaw. And then you hit save, and it sends it to the quad. It blinks a couple quick times, syncs up with the quad, and saves it. And then there's these fine-tuned things with traction control and reverse speed. I haven't really noticed that doing much. And then you've also got general off on the right here. You can name it. You can change the LED colors on it. It's on blue right now. We can change it to red. Oh, you got to change it, and then you hit save. And then it'll change over to a different color. Let's go green for Christmas. And then here is where you trim it. Here's the trim, up, down, left, right. So you dial the trim in, and then you hit save, and it sends it to it. You can do that while it's flying, which is kind of cool. And then here we go. Here's sport mode. So actually, we're going to pull this battery off here. I'm dying to know what sport mode is. So let's go to normal. I'm putting it on sport mode normal. Oh, also there's... what'd you do that for? It disconnected for some reason. That was weird. Oh, this battery is discharged so far down that it's going to implode. So let's get this battery right on the charger. Not a fresh battery, but that's okay. And so let's see how long it takes for it to pop up in the... Oh my god, that pops right up there. Cool, so we're going to reconnect to it. I probably have to turn sport mode back on. And so we go to general... And yeah, all right. So we're going to put sport mode into normal. And yeah, so there's collision protection. Weak versus strong. I put it over to weak. And then also there's stick mode. Mode 1, Mode 2, Mode 3. And it comes in Mode 2, which is awesome. That's it. That's the full application. Oh, no. And now I have more P points. Let's put some... We're going to put 1 point into acceleration. We're going to put another one into yaw speed. And then I'm going to max out the horizontal, I think. And then we're going to save it. There we go. Did it save the sport mode? Yeah, sport mode is set to normal. There is a little learn more thing, but it's just a wall of text, and I'll be damned if I'm going to read anything. Cool. Let's see what sport mode is. I gotta know. I gotta know, man. I gotta know. Here we go, man. We're getting... Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're starting to get hair tangled up in these brushed motors. And with brushed motors, it is important to keep hair out of them. It is very different than brushless motors. You've got to keep the hair out of these. All right, Teddy, are you excited, man? We're going to do sport mode. Same button, I'm assuming, to put it up in the air. So it still has elevation hold, which I don't love. But maybe classic will turn that off. Wow, the VTX is really not great on OBS. Why is it dropping out like that? Hold on. Could get these real goggles on. Okay, let's see what sport mode is all about. Nothing. It's exactly the same. Although, wait, isn't there... I can hit this right button, and it's supposed to change modes? Whoa! There it is! Oh, buddy, we got acro! We are in acro. Hell yeah! Oh, boy! Okay! Okay, hold on! Oh, it is hard to fly in acro. Alright, so first of all, I'm having to thumb this. I'm trying to pinch right now. I'm pinching the thumbsticks. It doesn't help. I have to thumb it. Alright, so... you don't get to choose your rates. And these rates have very little expo. This is hard to fly. Okay. Oh boy. Come on. Come back to life, little buddy. You can do it. Uh-oh. It seems to just get upset sometimes, and it won't. And it needs to be power cycled. Yeah, it won't react to anything. I'm thinking acro is going to be like outside only. If I can't fly the damn thing inside, if I can't fly it in acro inside, I don't know who else is going to be able to. If there was a way to soften up the rates, it would be a lot more realistic. But there's very little to no expo. So, like, everything happens... Uh-oh. Something ain't right. Hold on, let me see. Come on, little buddy. Uh-oh. Is it just a hair issue? It's a hair issue. Oh, boy, is it ever a hair issue. Okay. Yeah, all right. So, thinking back to the days of brushed Tiny Whoops, hair was a huge problem. The hair that gets picked up at the propeller here rubs against the body of the brushed motor, and it just completely kills it. And yeah, there we go. We've got a big old hairball in there. So that's one motor. Let me make sure that it's... Yeah, now it's fine. Wow, man, these brushed motors. Look for cogging. There's not even a little bit. There's zero cogging to these brushed motors. See how little I can push it? It doesn't go into any kind of a notch between the magnets. I didn't know that about brushed motors. Yeah, there are big clumps of hair up in here. How would a new person know that? Right? Oh man, that propeller fits on there kind of loose. Let's check all four. That is absolutely going to happen. I wonder. I wonder how a new person would have any idea that's what's going on. They might just be like, "Oh, it's broken. Throw it away." I would think with everything that they've done in the app, it would maybe pop a thing up on the screen that's like, hey, possibly hair in motors, pull propellers off, clear out. I don't know. Hisingy is taking on a lot of problems. You know, how on earth do you make FPV mass market? I previously didn't think it was even remotely possible. I feel like this is a pretty damn good attempt at it. All right, hair is cleaned out. Let's see if that brings it on back to life. Where did those expensive goggles go? All right, acro on a beginner's rig. Here goes nothing. Inside the house. Come on back to me. There we go. Engine start. Good as new. Okay, so what does the do a flip button do in acro mode here? Let's see. That's this left shoulder button. Left. Doesn't do anything. But yeah, this is full acro. Although, on the left stick, up is still go up and down is still go down. Oh, no, don't flip upside down. But you would need to give people a way, if you were gonna not have up be up and down be down on the left thumbstick, you would have to give people a way of opening the transmitter up to take the springs out of this stick, right? It springs to the center. So I don't know how you would do that. Cause it would like spring to 50% throttle. Alright, so when you're launching it in acro mode, you gotta put it like somewhere with some space. Because it does not launch straight up a lot of the times. Like that. What is that about? It launched like with hard right roll. Let me push this mode button again. Right button. So that puts it back into angle. Oh, okay. So this is like super angle mode, where it's limiting how far I can go. If I hit it again, oh, that just puts it into straight acro. Okay. So yeah, it's two modes, acro or not acro. I think, let me hit it again. Yep. It's acro or it's not acro. So I guess I'm in the regular sport mode. The next battery will try classic sport mode. Maybe that changes something. What if I just keep pushing this? Oh, there's still an angle limit. You see it? Ready? So back, forward. I'm just going to hold them, right? I'm just going to hold forward. Ready? See how it snaps to that angle limit? So there's an angle limit in sport mode, but it's much more than in non-sport mode. No! Nah, screw it. We're trying classic sport mode right now. I gotta know. I think there's enough battery left. Yeah, 3.7. We're good. Opening the application. Search for Bluetooth. Firefly. Searching. Connecting. All right. And then, oh, look in the bottom left there. There's a little icon that says sport. Right here. Right here. Right down there. Right down there. All right, general. And then, oh, no, it's not in there. It's in tuning. And then, nope, it is in general. General. And then we want classic sport mode. Classic sport mode. Save. Okay, let's see if there's, I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be a difference. All right. Whoa. Yeah, that's a problem there. When you take it off in Acro, I think it holds whatever the last command was. That's not good. Like that's like the bad. So there's still an angle limit. Wow, it feels way more out of control in classic mode. I can't quite put my finger on why, but boy, it is. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's rates. I bet you it's a difference in rates, and that's the end of the battery. So it runs the battery down to 3 volts, but then it looks like that's with sag. It looks like it bounces back up to 3.4. Wow. Initial impressions here are maybe no. Maybe it doesn't rip. It is really hard to fly in acro mode. And in not acro mode, it is so limited. Like, I guess if I flew it enough, eventually I would get enough P points to get it going a little bit faster, but I mean, I have some of those P points things up pretty high already. I think one of them's maxed already, and I would not say that it rips. Let's see if we got another P point. Let's see if we got more PP. No more PP yet. Yeah, so I got like up and down, like 3/4 of the way up, maxed out. Horizontal speed is almost all the way up. There's only one more notch on horizontal speed. Acceleration is slow all the way down, but that doesn't seem to do much of anything. And then yaw is pretty slow, but I want the yaw to be slow. Yeah, there's no rates. I didn't even notice that. There's no way to adjust the rates. With rates, now you're kind of getting into not beginner territory, but without some sort of a way of changing rates, there's just no way that anybody's going to be able to use this if they, start to pursue FPV. So I don't know. When the sport mode is activated, you can toggle between altitude assistance mode and sport mode by pressing the R1 button. So that's what we were doing, back and forth. When switched to normal sport mode, the self-leveling function will be disabled. Instead of controlling how much it tilts, you'll be controlling how fast it is tilting. What the hell does that mean? When switched to classic, the altitude assistance... Oh, interesting. The altitude assistance is disabled. And you'll control the throttle manually. Self-leveling is still active. So the pitch and roll will feel exactly the same as the altitude assist mode. Huh. I did not feel that when I was flying it. You never know, though. Okay, next battery will bounce back and forth between Sport and Classic to see if I can figure out what's happening there. Because the only change that I felt was a change in rates. Classic felt like it was higher rates, but I could easily be missing something. Super interesting, man. Like I said earlier, probably a great way to get somebody started flying FPV. I would not be surprised if this is the best gateway drug for a young person. An adult, I don't know. I think that everyone that wants to fly FPV needs to be gradually run through it like this. They need to sit there and be forced to be stuck in angle mode for the first 60 minutes. I just don't think that an adult... I think there's a chance that an adult is going to get frustrated with the application, like limiting them. So yeah, interesting. I don't know. I would love to hear from an adult that that doesn't know FPV, that dives into this and from scratch. And do they get annoyed with the application? Do they get bored with it? You know, I downloaded one of those stupid cell phone games earlier this year with the zombies that come down from the top and you shoot them from the bottom, and there's a billion of them, and they're times 2. And I'm 43 years old. So, you know, maybe that's not a deal breaker at all for an adult, but not sure. Super interesting, man. Huh. I wish they'd done a better connector. They're doing a completely custom battery here, you know? And this is a completely custom tray. And so, you know, if they were doing like an off-the-shelf battery, I get it. You can get that battery with the PH 2.0 really cheap. But this is totally custom. So I wish they had done A30s, because this would get longer runtime and more power. It would get both of those things. The PH 2.0 is just a shit connector. I assume that they were able to get this connector cheaper or more readily available, but yeah, that's a little bit of a missed opportunity for better performance and more runtime. I don't know what else to complain about. I've crashed it hard a bunch of times. I like a lot of what they're doing. Look, I'm not like the beginner drone guy, so maybe there are other ones out there that are even better than this, but I don't know. I've heard good things about the previous Hisingy, and I assume that this one is even better. What was the previous one called? The Voyager? So yeah, I'm pretty impressed by this. I gotta be honest. I do have some pricing on it in the email. The Firefly FPV kit, which I believe is so this is the quad, it's the ARX 300 goggles, and it's the controller, is $170. That is not bad. I paid like $80 or $90 for just my first set of goggles. And they were box goggles, not much, if any, better than these. So $170, that is not bad at all. Flight time, 8+ minutes. Takeoff weight, 65 grams. Max speed, 5 meters per second. It's 98 millimeters, motor to motor, it looks like. Huh. The line of sight one is $60, and that comes with a controller. $60 for this thing without the camera and VTX and a little controller. Really inexpensive. Damn. They also are linked up with Liftoff so that you can do simulator stuff with this transmitter, I'm assuming via Bluetooth, which is very cool and very smart. I don't love that the controller uses AAA batteries. There's another gripe. But, you know, toy grade stuff is going to use AA or AAA batteries. I do love that the goggles use an 18650 that they give you. That's awesome. Yeah. Will it rip? I guess we could maybe make the argument that if you go outside with it, but it's got that limit. It's got that angle limit. I would really want, if I was going to say yes, it will rip, I would want that angle limit to be like 80 degrees or something, and it feels like it's maybe only like this. It does pick up speed pretty quick down here, but I mean, this is a small basement. Outside, I think you would want a lot more speed with it. So I'm gonna say no. I've now flown it in sport mode. It's very difficult to fly in sport mode because of the rates. I'll probably fly it outside tomorrow, just out of sheer curiosity. But I'm gonna say no. But when you're a new pilot, you're gonna think that you're ripping. You know, for me, over 8 years in this, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of batteries flown. My idea of what rip is way the hell up here. New folks, their definition of rip is going to be way down here, and so for a new person, I think maybe it does rip. But for me, I'm going to say no. But I still like it, and I'm very impressed, and Hisingy has done a pretty good job with this. Also, it does not just take off by itself. A couple of people in chat said some of the other reviewers were having an issue where when they would put it down, it would just take off and fly away. I've crashed it. I've put it down a whole bunch of times. It's not doing that at all for me. So yeah, it has been pretty much flawless, other than those fail-safes. Okay, so there's another criticism. There is another valid criticism, is that I cannot go 2 floors up. And ELRS doesn't even blink when I go 2 floors up. So yeah, whatever the transmitter link in here is, it is a little bit on the weaker side. So that is a real gripe. That is a realistic gripe. I guess you could maybe make the argument that with a beginner rig like this, if it gets somewhat far away, you want it to land. So I don't know, maybe they did that on purpose. Maybe the antenna setup in here is just terrible. I see a little white wire, and I wonder if that's the transmitter link antenna. And I wonder if I can pry this antenna up and put it more vertical for better range. Nope. That's not the antenna. That's a motor wire, actually. I'm going to stop poking at that. I don't see any kind of a transmitter antenna in here. So I guess they have it like flat on the board. But yeah, there you go. The Hisingy Firefly, also known as the, what are we calling it? Serenity. Serenity is here. Serenity now, my friends. Justin Ewald jumping onto the Patreon. Welcome to the Gangly Gang, my friend. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for supporting the madness. Very cool. I browbeat you guys into it. Score. Hey, my custom ORT antennas on my Etsy store are almost sold out. There are not many left. I think the white ones are completely sold out. There's only black left. So yeah, if you want one of these custom, slightly shorter micro Vs, you better hurry. Weebleed has a whole bunch of these coming. They're not in the custom length, but you will be able to buy regular old 50mm micro Vs from Race Day Quads and Weebleed soon enough. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. 3 of these are actually white, so there might be Etsy orders sitting in there for more of these white ones, but I only have 6 left, and some of these are already spoken for. On Etsy, it says that the white ones have gone out of stock, so I have to manually put them back in stock. I might have put the stock lower so that I had an extra 1 or 2. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. All right, what else are we doing? How much time we got? Another half an hour. Look at that. I'm gonna give this battery some time to charge. And we can try to figure out that difference. Oh my god! I stole that from Mighty Car Mods. Go subscribe to their channel. You'll thank me later. Weebleed FPV sent me a big old box, and it's heavy, and I know what's in it, and it's gonna be exciting. I forgot to put this. I said, "Oh my god," because I forgot to put this in the stream title. I put it next to my desk so I wouldn't forget, but then I forgot to put it in the title of the stream. Oh damn! Oh my god, there's all kinds of stuff in here. We've got some shirts. We've got a small gray. We've got a small black shirt. The Weebleed shirts are a size bigger than they show. So these smalls are actually mediums. Northeast Whoop Championship small here. So these are all basically medium shirts. I'm not going to keep all these. Where are the medium folks at? Where are the medium t-shirt wearers at? Northeast Whoop Championship in green. And then, oh, another one of these very cool Weebleed shirts that are like jersey material. Like football jersey material with the little tiny holes in them. I'm keeping this because this will be cool in the summertime. A couple of crown frames in green and green. Is this a different green color maybe? Same very cool green color. Super bright. This shows up like crazy in blacklight. It glows like a son of a bitch. It's got that fluorescence to it, which is super fun. Put some UV LEDs on your rig, shine them into the frame, it'll light up real bright. Ooh, bunch of propellers. What are you? What are you? Oh, I think I know what these are. Hopefully I'm okay to open these on stream. I think these are available now. HQ is now making an ultralight biblade. See them in there? Those are biblades. We're gonna fly these. I am dying to know what an HQ 1.2-inch biblade is like compared to the old standard Gemfan 1210s. This is very cool. Zotek, thank you. Oh my god. I am very curious. I'm going to assume that these will make a little bit less power, but they're lighter in the same way that the Gemfan 1219S tri-blades compare to the HQ YOLO tri-blades. And then, yeah, buddy, dude, thank you so much, Zotek. These are the cube gates. The Weebleed cube gates. And I wonder if these are the LED ones. Oh no, these are the new non-LED ones. Very, very cool. I have not actually seen this yet. Let's see. Let's see if it smacks me in the face as soon as I open it up. Oh, and there's gate tape in here. This is double-sided tape. I actually need... Oh my god, that's so weird that he just happened to send these. There's some of these little silver hangers for the drop ceilings, and I actually need just one more of these for the double helix spiral gate thing. It's hysterical. There are also some white hooks in here. This is a very cool little setup of mounting hardware. All right, so here we go. Oh God. Oh Jesus, that comes out with a vengeance of 1,000 suns. Oh, that's different. So they're separate. They're each individual, but they've got zippers down the side. All of the other cube gates are connected, and they have one zipper. So you can unzip it, and then you can have all 4 gates, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is super cool. But this is even better because you can use these individually, right? Or you can zip them together and have a cube. This is also big. These are big-ass cube gates. I'm gonna, let me zip one of these together, and I'm gonna put it... Oh, no. Okay, it's the same size as the other cubes. I can see it now. It's bigger than the LED Weebleed cube gate that you guys have seen me fly through a million times in front of the door down here. But this is the same size, I think, as the other cube gates, the Gem Fan or the Tiny Whoop cube gate. But let's see. We'll see for sure. I'll put this next to the thing. So I go zipper here to zipper there. Weebleed is facing upwards. Wait, no. Is that right? Oh, I see. Okay, so this goes in this direction. Yeah. All right, so this, you guys kind of can't see this, but I'm just zipping zippers together, because I want to give you the size comparison. So hang on. How has no one like refined the removable zipper in a way that it's not quite so annoying? Like, there has to be a slightly better way. There we go. All right, so there's one. And then, so put this here, and then we can take another one. And easy way is just to go out with the text. The text faces outwards. So then, Teddy, what are you doing? What are you doing, little boy? All right, so then this one goes here. Actually, 2 of them is probably enough to show you guys, but let's just see real quick. There's that. Oh, I'm getting the hang of it. Look at me go. Okay, and then I can put it like this, and then go like this. Okay, and then this. Okay, and here. Oh man, I like that all 4 of these disconnect. This one, the zipper got kind of bent up, so let me try to bend this back a little bit without breaking it, hopefully. I have a feeling it's going to break, though. That's all right. I'm not going to bend it all the way back, just a little bit. Because if I bend it more, I can tell it's going to break. All right, and then so this guy goes into there. And come on. Come on. Get in there. There it is. Okay. And there's that. Zip it up and zip it out. Anybody know what that's from? I'll be very impressed if you know what that's from. Ah, come on. Get in there, little fella. Ah! Ah! Come on. Go. Go. Go back up. There we go. Okay. Get into your home. Are you too good for your home? Answer me. All right, so the last one's fighting me, of course. I guess this is the second to last one. that's fighting me. All right, I'm going to try one more time, and then I'm going to bail, and I'm just going to put these next to another gate, and then when we fly over there, you'll get to see the size difference. But I like how big these are. I think this is just the right size. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this right now, this is how every other cube gate that I've seen is set up, where if you it's got one unzip, so you can like collapse it like this, you know, so it's just one big thing, or you can make like a triangle out of it, or you can make like a U shape out of it. But yeah, this one you can take all the way apart, which is really slick. Because then you can just hang an individual gate up. But for me, I'm going to turn it all the way into a cube. So I'm going to zip this last one together. And there's that. See if it'll go. There it is. And now we've got a cube gate. And so now let me put this over here. I'll put it in between the Weebleed and the GemFan cube. Oh, it's bigger. It is bigger than the GemFan cube. This is the biggest cube gate you can get. Not by much, but it's a little bit bigger. Very cool. All right. You gotta wait for the Hisingy battery to charge before I fly it, but that's pretty awesome. And there's actually a second one in here too. There's a second cube gate in here. Very, very, very kind of you, Zotek. Thank you, dude. And then we've got the gate tape, and then a bunch more stickers that'll of course be going into all the giveaways. Build, fly, crash, repair, bleed, repeat. I dig it. And then a bunch of FPV vegan stickers in here as well. Got to get in on the giveaways to win one of these stickers. Join my Patreon on the $5 tier, and you'll be entered to win. Awesome. Thank you, Zotek. Super kind, man. Hell yeah. Massive, massive, massive supporter of this channel and what I got going on and all the good stuff. Also, of like all things, I see Zotek sponsoring like everything Tiny Whoop related. It's really, really cool. He is all the way in, which is awesome to see. And yeah, you medium folks, some of those shirts will be in giveaways coming up, so get in there. Here's the metal things that I was telling you about, just so that you know, because I think I described it horribly. It's just this little guy. Tiny Whoop sells them. I'm assuming Weebleed now sells them as well. But this clamps on to the metal things in drop ceilings, and then you got this nice big thing. And so the double helix thing is heavy enough that I have to hang it from the ceiling with those with these metal things, because it's like a metal core up there. I haven't done anything with the double helix because it's got to move. Up there's so much light that's competing with these LEDs that it's hard to see it. So I have to find another place for it. So I haven't done anything with the wires yet. I actually also haven't turned it on for that same reason, because it just kind of gets washed out here. So I got to find somewhere else to put it, and I'm admittedly kind of struggling. I might actually put it in the garage, and then I can just crack the garage door open when I fly, I guess. I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out for it. But it is just so cool looking. I'm super excited to figure something cool out with it, because I want to start using it again. It looks awesome when it's on. I love the way that the LEDs chase each other. That's so slick. I feel like I have to get it against a damn near black background. It is pretty dark over here, leading up to the triple cube dive thing, So maybe that's what I do with it. Maybe it goes in between the maybe it goes in between this light, like put the beginning of it up there, and then it runs over, and then that's where that, I can't get the camera up high enough. That's where that cube gate is, right? So maybe it goes across there. And what I could do is I could mount it, so if I'm coming through this direction, put it on that side of this gate here, so that if I go through this gate, I don't hit the double helix cube, but if I'm coming in this way, I would go to the right of these hanging gates, and that's when I go through the double helix thing, and that runs me directly into the dive, the triple dive thing. So we'll see. I'm not sure. I'll have to kind of measure it out. Now that I know that this spot that it's at is too short for it, I need to extend it out a little bit. I don't know if that's a long enough run to even put it in, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out, especially now that I haven't done anything because I didn't have one extra of those metal things. Now I've got it. I can start moving it around. HQ Ultralight Bi-Blades. Do they tell us anything about them on them? They do indeed. These are 1.2 by 1.2 by 2. This is actually more pitchy than the GemFan 1210. The GemFan 1210 is 1.2 by 1.0. So this might make more power. Pitch doesn't tell the whole story, but it tells an important part of the story. I'll be damned. Okay, good for you, HQ. Hell yeah, I'll take that. So let's put it on. Let's put them onto something that already has bi-blades on it. Not that. Not that. What's in here? No, not those. What about... Who's got bi-blades? Do you have bi-blades? You do not have bi-blades. Let's put it onto the HDZero rig, and we'll fly the HDZero rig. What do you think of that? That's the only thing I have with bi-blades on it at the moment. That's like a freestyle rig. So let me get another couple of batteries on the charger, because I only have 2 charged right now, and I'm gonna want to fly more than 1 and 1. And yeah, let's see what's what. No. Let me get caught up on the chat, because I've been just completely ignoring you guys. I apologize. Cole Powers did a couple Amazon orders recently, and I was relentless about making sure to use CiottiFPV's affiliate code. Hope you get a few bucks from it. Thank you, dude. Amazon doesn't tell me anything. I get no information whatsoever, but at the end of every month, they send me some money. And I've noticed over the last, like, 3 or 4 or 5 months that they've been sending me a little bit more than previously. So that's awesome. Thank you guys for that. Hey, by the way, I continue to stumble across people on Patreon that have been moved down to the free tier of Patreon, which I think is what they did when they started to give you an option of either being monthly or not monthly. So check Patreon. If you think that you're a current patron, you might not be. If you've already fixed that, you're good to go. It was a few months ago that they changed their setup from having everyone be monthly recurring to giving you the option of just doing 1 month or being recurring. And unfortunately, they moved a lot of people to the not recurring, and a lot of those people didn't want that. So check it. If you think you're a patron of mine, check it to make sure, if you don't mind. Render says, having some sort of HDZero brownout, 4S 5-inch 9-volt pad with 3 amp Beck. Video went black once, no signal bars. Power cycle fixed it. Video goes rainbow a split second when I hit something. Any ideas? None whatsoever. I don't know anything about HDZero. The AIO 5 is really like the first time I've used it for more than like 1 or 2 batteries. The old HDZero VTXs were so low power, right? Like 200 milliwatts, that I didn't even bother. And then when the freestyle one came out, the big brick one, it was a little too expensive. And like the reviews that I saw of it, the range didn't seem like it was very good. So I just never got one. And so, yeah, I have no clue. Try powering it from something different, right? If you power it from like, I don't know what voltage it'll take, but look up the voltage range that it'll take, and then you can try powering it from a 5-volt pad maybe, or you can maybe try powering it directly from the battery. By doing that, if this behavior continues, you have eliminated the possibility of the flight controller's 9-volt 3-amp BEC being blown up or on its way out. So yeah, try that and see if it continues. If it continues, then it's probably a problem with the VTX itself. I think HDZero does fix stuff. Uriel says your tired eyes your eyes get more tired with the box goggles. He's saying, and when you get old, that moments you need ta-da reading glasses. Yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully I don't need reading glasses. It's been nice to not have to wear glasses or contacts my entire life. Uriel says, make a pod how to hack all the RTF drones. That would be interesting. It'd be awful expensive, though, to buy all the ready-to-flies. Demo FPV says, your toothpick 2-inch or 2.5-inch, what's your build list? I have the GEPRC SPEEDX2 1102 10,000s. So we talked about those motors last live stream. I don't have a toothpick that I really like the way that it flies. So I'm going to tell you what's in this one, which is the only toothpick I have that's working at the moment. But I don't like the way that this flies, and I don't think that you should copy this build list because I don't think you're going to like the way that it flies either. This is thrown together. This is the brand new Newbie Drone BLV5 AIO. These are the Newbie Drone Flow 1102 14,000 kV motors that I have motor limited down a bunch. This is the Mosquito 2.5-inch frame. I actually like this frame. These are the HQ ultralight bi-blades, and then this is their new style canopy with a Runcam Nano 4. The Runcam Nano 4 is okay. It's a little bit heavy. This doesn't have enough power, though, even on 2S. It just doesn't have it. I am going to continue flying it. It's set up 2S with the double BT 2.0 lead setup. I am going to keep flying it, and I am going to keep moving the motor limiting up, but it's at a point right now where like the hover point is obnoxiously low. And so as I raise the motor limiting, that situation is going to get even worse. I have a bunch of throttle expo added in with a 0 midpoint to try to make the situation better, but it only makes it a little bit better, and it makes the rest of your whole throttle throw have worse resolution. So I really hate having to do that, but it's better than having a hover point down at like 15%. That's for sure. That's like almost unflyable for me. So yeah, don't do this exact build, in my opinion, because it's not dialed in yet. But yeah, for a toothpick, I think 1204s or 1303s are really going to be the way to go. That seems what everybody's done. Look, if you want to build a rockin' toothpick, go to Quad 66's channel and look at his different setups. He's the guy with that. So yeah. Daniel 1964 says, on 65 millimeters, can the camera choice affect flight time? For sure. Yeah. The Runcam Nano 3, which is unfortunately discontinued, is quite a bit lighter than every other camera, and that will absolutely affect flight time. If you're comparing cameras that weigh the same, then the answer is no. Freeload says, mirror flip it. We tried to do that last time. It flips so fast that you can barely see it. I'll try to do it again, though. Cheetonian says percentage is for sure throttle. Oh, the percentage to the left side. Ah, good call. Uriel says, conspiracy, you're too popular with bad influence on YouTube. What's that mean? Ramdunga says, got a lap timer? Hell yeah, hell no. YouTube just did the thing and scrolled me to the bottom, scrolling back up. Try to find my place. Oh, yeah, I'm way behind. Wow, I'm way behind. Okay. Well, that's 9 o'clock. I gotta really boogie through these. And this battery is still charging. We are gonna fly at least one more quick battery. Damn it, we might not get to try these bi-blades. I am now on overlapping with Spider Sugar and or Super Deluxe. Go check them out. I'm going to finish up as quick as I can. Freelojo says, right isn't alt. It's feet per minute traveled, I think. Alt as in altitude. Talking about the numbers to the right side of the little center thing. Cheetonian says, can we define types of rippers using animal names? Like this thing rips like a falcon while the other one rips like a kangaroo. It's an interesting idea. Lewis says, are you a thumber or a pincher? Die-hard pincher. Although, I will say this. It is good to at least learn to thumb, because there are situations where you might need to use your index finger for something else, like to hit a switch. So, if you at least have some ability, like if you need to hit these switches, if you at least have some ability to fly with your thumb, it's going to really help. If you only ever pinch when you have to hit this button, you're going to be a goddamn mess. So every once in a while, thumb. Every once in a while, thumb yourself. Cheetonian says, do you have liftoff micro drones? I do. The controller connects via Bluetooth to your computer, and you can fly this and that. I do. It's just such a pain in the ass to launch liftoff. You got to launch Steam, and Steam is like really hard on this computer for whatever reason. I don't know. It's a mess. Ramdugga says, auto flip it. We did a couple times. BMF Spade says, ORTs are not on the, or I didn't, what? Oh, not on the store. The black one should be on the Etsy store. Unless they sold out. Oh shit, I think they sold all the way out. Hold on. Let me go to the shop manager. Listings. Son of a bitch, they sold all the way out. I do have... Wow, that happened quick. Oh, they're sold out. Are they in here? They're in... Oh shit, yeah. They sold out today. No, they sold out 2 days ago. I'll be damned. All right, I guess I got to get 40 next time. Or maybe not, though, since but Weebleed has the longer ones. You guys want the shorter ones. I do have a couple more. I'm going to fulfill these orders, and then they might come back in stock. So surf around the rest of the Etsy store, see if there's anything else that you want or need. And I'll try to get a couple more back up in there. Although I do need to look. I want to look at my rigs to make sure that I have these on pretty much all of them. But I think I do. So, yeah. Stay tuned. Render says, you must be all out because I was about to order the last 3 and no more in the store. Okay, yeah, sorry guys. I didn't realize that they sold all the way out. Cole Power says, ceiling hooks are exactly the kind of thing you can 3D print for dirt cheap. Good call. And it's faster than shipping. Good call. Bud Edgerton says, current Tiny Whoop ones are like that too, I think, with the zippers. Oh, nice. They sent me a couple of their new cube gates, and they did not have the 4 zippers. They had the old school setup of just one. I don't want to lie, though. Hold on. I got them upstairs. Look, super quick. Hang on. I was wrong. They are. Yep. All right. So the new Tiny Whoop gates and the Weebly gates are both quad zipper. That is really cool. I don't think I realized that about those new Tiny Whoop gates. I might switch some of these gates around. I might unzip one of those and switch some of these gates around. Good call, Metal. Thank you for that. Himok says, quick question. Why 500 hertz has a bit of delay? I can't fly inside anybody. 500 hertz? Are you talking about ELRS? ELRS at 500 hertz is going to be the absolute lowest amount of latency, other than like 1,000, but like, I don't know. Yeah, you want to run 500. It's much more stable, much better range. Yeah, there should be less than, I think it's like less than 15 milliseconds of delay with 500 hertz ELRS. So yeah, that is the absolute lowest latency setup possible. Cole Power says, I'm pretty sure I said something smart and insightful before YouTube ate it. So can you do me a favor and just pretend you saw it? Cole Power says, CiottiFPV's hair is the best. Oh, thank you, dude. I covered the nice part. The insightful part. Cole Power says that biblades are better than tri-blades. My man. There you go. There was smart and there was insightful. Uriel says, are foreigners welcome in Atlanta? Yes. Most of Atlanta. Unfortunately, not most of Atlanta anymore. We went red this election, unfortunately. So, yeah, slightly less than half of Atlanta. The parts of Atlanta that you want to go, yes, absolutely. Melderson says, Ciotti's hair is the best at jamming up brush motors. It's actually never my hair. It's always long hairs from the other 3 people that live here. All right, super quick. We're going to do 2 quick batteries to take a look at the GemFan 1210 biblades versus the new HQ Ultralight biblades. Somebody type this into chat, please. This is what 4 of the Ultralight HQ biblades weigh, which is 0.53 of a gram. 0.53. Oh, bot's on tonight. Go watch some bot, friends. 0.53 of a gram for the HQs. I'm going to fly these and then take them off and weigh them. I'm going to fly the GemFan 1210s and then take them off and weigh them. So let's get it on here. Friendos. Oh boy, I just farted and it smells exactly like a Burger King Whopper. Does that ever happen to you guys? Or is that just me? HDZero is now plugged in. Let's fix this scene so that we turn that on and turn this off. Okay, and we've got a transmitter that we need to turn on. Oh boy, this is going to feel weird flying something normal after that, after a couple of days with the Firefly. I assume it's actually going to feel really good, though. 40,000 kV 0702 Weebly FPV motors. Newbie Drone Cockroach V3 frame. At the moment, GemFan 1210 biblades. Why is this not popping up? HD60, there it is. Mobula 6 canopy, the lighter weight camera, HDZero AIO 5, micro V antenna, and 300 mAh BT 2.0 batteries. Pretty simple setup, all things considered. Oh, my goggles are, what? On the wrong chat? Oh, right, no. Oh boy, HDZero, man, what an unbelievable missed opportunity to make your goggles automatically swap back and forth between HDZero and analog. there has to be a way to make them scan really quick when they first turn on. And if they see an HDZero signal, lock into that. If they see an analog signal, lock into that. Well, it looks like all you have to do is go into the menu to do that, so that's cool. Unfortunately, they've begun beeping, and I have absolutely no idea why. It might be because the VTX is too hot. Let's get the VTX to calm down. Oh my god. It's an adjustment. That's for sure. Wow, it is. I am not comfortable. There's the Weebly gate lined up with the GemFan gate. Yikes. Yikes. So, one of the things that's happening is that on the Hisingy, there's little to no expo, and so you do everything in the very center of the stick movements, and that makes my rates with loads of expo feel super weird. That's why I'm going so slow right now. Boy, it is taking a long time for this thing to cool off. And I'm also not convinced that the beeping is... Oh my god. That the beeping is being caused by the VTX being too hot. But I just put this battery on these goggles, so it shouldn't be a battery issue. Oh my god. Come on, man. Oh! Get it together! Nope. Get out of the box! Woo! Shit! No, 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 no! Oh! No. 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 God damn you. Alright. I'm gonna smash everything in sight if I have to listen to this beeping for one more second. So, hold on. My god, man. Hey, another somewhat charged battery. Okay. This is going to be a terrible comparison because I am, like, not even remotely dialed in on this rig. But, oh, the battery's done. 3.6 resting. That's that. Okay, we're going to swap these propellers, and maybe the PID loop goes bananas. But we'll see. I would almost kind of prefer that because that will mean that there is a significant difference in the weight of these propellers, but we're going to figure that out in a minute. Did anybody put the weight of the previous props in the chat? Yeah, 0.53. Thank you, Himox. All right, so let's get these HQ biblades on here. We'll fly a quick battery, and then we'll wrap this on up. So first test is, will they need to be drilled out when using them on Happy Model motors? And the answer is yes. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. I didn't even get that halfway on, and it just stopped. And I started having to really push on it. So these will, for sure, need to be drilled out with a 0.99 millimeter drill bit. Which I still have tons of over on the Etsy store. So, oh yeah. Yeah, wow. That needs a bunch of material removed from it. I'm torn whether it's a better deal to have the propeller be the inner diameter be too tight, and then we can individually drill them out to be perfect, because there is a chance that different manufacturer motors will have slightly different thickness motor shafts on them, or do like what GemFan is doing with the 1210, and the inner diameter is perfect. And then if for some reason a motor manufacturer has a motor shaft that's too skinny, you take your fine-tipped tweezers and drag it around on the inside, like I've showed you a million times, to make the prop fit tighter. The lazy part of me says size the inner diameter properly, so that on most motors you can just put these props on, because most people aren't going to watch these live streams and realize how important this is, and they're going to ruin motors, and they're going to hate tiny whooping. But I don't know. You could argue it either way. Metal Earthson says I lose the 1210s off my motors all the time, so there you go. So that's the problem with properly sizing them. Metal, you've seen me show you the trick, right? You know how to fix that? If not, let me know and I'll show you real quick. Super simple. Yeah, this is removing a lot of material. These are way undersized. There's been some props that are just barely undersized. This is not that. These are significantly undersized. I've drilled so many of these out, I can just tell by how much force I'm having to put on them. So what I like to do is what you see me doing, put the prop on, spin it a bunch of times, but then you're going to pull the prop directly off and then put the drill bit back in there and then pull it straight off. When you pull it straight off like this, you'll see a little cloud of bits of plastic. By putting it in there and spinning it, it does remove some plastic, but it doesn't remove that much plastic. Pulling it out while you're not spinning it like this, that tends to remove a nice extra bit of plastic that you're going to need on a propeller like this that's really undersized. So let's see how that is now. Jesus, this fucking pin vise just rolls all over the place. What the hell was that? Why are these goggles running? Props in. All right, so let's see. Oh my God. It's still too tight. Jesus, yeah, okay. These are sized to like 0.95, maybe 0.94. You gotta really go hard on these to get them to fit right. So I'm just gonna go once, twice, 3, one more, 4 times, 4 in and outs. Blow the plastic shards out. Now let's see. Whoo, boy. Nope, that's it. Yep, that's it. And that sits all the way down. Okay. Yeah, so you're going to have to really jam on these in order for them to not fit too tight. And look, it really, like I'm telling you guys, it is worth it to get them to fit properly. Don't get frustrated and just ram them onto the motor. That completely defeats the purpose. And you will 100% start slipping shafts. For GemFan 1210s weigh. Yeah, so this prop, for example, I pushed this onto the motor too hard. Even though it's a GemFan 12... nope, there it goes. I just wasn't digging under there hard enough. The other 3 came off really easy. This one's actually kind of perfect, where it would never pop off. GemFan 1210s, the HQ Ultralight Bi-Blades, 4 of them weighed 0.53 grams. Their competition, the GemFan 1210 Bi-Blades, 4 of them weigh... Ooh, that's a big difference, 0.71. 0.53 versus 0.71. So that means 2 things. That means that these HQ ultralights are probably going to be very fragile. But it also means that the PID loop performance is going to be outrageous. And I actually might need to back the PIDs down here. We'll see in a minute, but I gotta finish drilling out the rest of these props. This is pretty annoying. The inner diameter on these is significantly smaller than the rest of the HQ ultralights, the tri-blades. I only needed to much more lightly drill out. This is kind of wild how much material I'm having to take out of these things. Whew, boy, this one is just not loosening up. Yikes. Ow, fuck you. I was in a hurry. I rammed it in too hard, guys. Ouch, man, that went right into my thumb. Props in, right? Oh no, it's still way too tight. Oh my god. Don't spin the propellers when you're removing them from the motors. It is not great for the motor. If you have a motor that has a splined motor shaft, like the Weebleeds and like most of the Happy Model motors that have come out over the last like 6 months, it's not that big of a deal. But if you have one of the motors that does not have a splined motor shaft, it is a big deal, and it will. It has the potential to, Jesus, start to hurt the connection between the motor shaft and the bell. This is a bit much here, man. I gotta be honest. I'm having to really remove a lot of material. Come on, you filthy animal. Is that enough? That's enough. Oh, man, I still had to push that a little too hard, though. Jeez. Okay. Well, all right, this one should be good. This one should be okay. What about this one? Nope. See, this one needs more removed. All right, let's see if that's enough. On any other rig than a Tiny Whoop, I refuse to do this. I will just not run the propeller. Because on any other rigs, you're going to go through a lot more propellers. On Tiny Whoops, you don't replace propellers all that often, so I am willing to do this. I don't like it. This is super annoying, but I am definitely willing to do it. Since, you know, I'll get like a couple of months out of a set of props. Freshly charged battery. Let's see what these HQ ultralight bi-blades are all about. Come on. Wait, hold on. Kick things on first. Get them booting up. Okay. So if the PID loop goes bananas, that means either they're unbalanced, or they're just so much lighter that the PID loop has become overactive, which we'll be able to fix by pulling the PIDs down a little bit. The goggles have again defaulted to analog, which is kind of silly. What are you beeping for? You have no reason to beep. Your battery's charged. Oh, okay, so they're hitting the ducts. So they're slightly bigger. Let's go into turtle mode. And we'll spin each one of them up to hopefully self-clearance. And now let's go back into regular arm. Nope, still hitting. So these are significantly bigger than the GemFan 1210s. Let's figure out which one is hitting. It is the right front. It's also the left front. Oh man, these... Oh man, either one of these motors is a little vibraty or these propellers are a little vibraty. Interesting. All right, let's give it a shot, see what happens. Oh, fart. Oh boy, that VTX is hot. Let's just give it a second. So, it's not freaking out. That is a good thing. That means the propellers are well balanced. Come on, VTX, cool down, buddy. Ooh! Yeah, they're light. Woo, they're light. Ooh, boy. I didn't think I was going to generate backwards momentum like that. That was a bit strange. I feel like they might have a little bit less power, actually, even though they claim to be higher pitch. 1.2 versus 1.0. I've flown plenty of props that say that they're lower pitch, and they actually make less power. The pitch measurements are about as useless as C ratings on batteries. But, boy, are these lightweight props. Jesus. The PID loop is just on a razor's edge. I was looking where I wanted to go rather than where I was going. So, like, if I do a run and put it into prop wash, there is actually still a little bit of prop wash. That's being... Oh, that's because the battery is completely done. So, yeah, I didn't learn a ton. We'll do a live stream where we fly a bunch of batteries back to back with these against the GemFan 1210s. But they're well balanced and they're not completely fragile because I crashed it a couple times and they're fine. So yeah, that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. They seem okay. You should buy a set because Tiny Whoop props are super cheap and they make the biggest difference in flight performance. So yeah, you should have like one set of all the Tiny Whoop props as far as I'm concerned. Since like in order to do that, it'll cost you a whole like $20, and then you'll be able to figure out which ones are perfect for you. But so far, I don't hate them, which is great because you know I'm a pretty hatey kind of guy. I try not to be. I try really hard to be less hatey than I used to be. Yeah, I'll put some more time on it. I love how light they are. Hisingy battery is done. I'm done too, though. It's 9:30. Go get you some bot grinder, friends. I'll figure out the thing with the Hisingy and I'll get back to you. But I am gonna say unequivocally that it doesn't rip in the normal sense of FPV. You can't go inverted with it. It doesn't let you put the nose down that much. I will try to fly it outside. Maybe it'll surprise me. But I'm 99% sure that it doesn't rip. But when you're new, something that rips is going to be damn near impossible to fly. So this is targeted at a very specific audience. And I am very impressed at how well I think this thing does at holding your hand and getting you up in the air and getting you obsessed with FPV. This would have been a wild first rig to kind of get me started, you know? Thanks for hanging, friends. Am I good? Headphone people are now dead. What did I do? 924? Sorry. What happened? So when I landed? Render says, at this point, you need a pin vise-sized drill. Well, yeah. Technique is in the house. King Dingling says, ever have a build go so sideways you gotta walk away? I just snapped an M1.6 Happy Model specific motor screw off in a Dark Knight frame. Oh, God. Listen to that little voice of caution, people. God. Yeah, many times, King Dingling. Many times I've had builds that I'm just like, I'm going to throw this in the actual dumpster, and I just put it aside for a couple days, come back to it, and it's fine. Render says, when these ultralight buy blades drop, I'm going to dump money, LOL. They might be on Weebleed already. All. Or maybe not. Okay, they're not up there yet. These are the shirts, though, that Zotex sent me. He sent me this shirt in black, this in the green and the yellow, and then this one, all in size small. So I'll keep one or two of them, but yeah, some of them will, another one or two will be available sooner than later in the giveaways. Giveaways are Monday, friends. Jump onto my Patreon. If you're on the $3 tier, bump up to the $5 tier. You might as well. It's $2 more a month. What's that, 24 bucks a year? In a year or two, you'll win the giveaway, and that'll be $50, $60, $70 worth of stuff, and it'll pay for itself. So go from the 3 to the 5. Metadertson says it was the turtle mode right in front of the desk mic. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. When I was trying to... Yeah, sorry, guys. Hemlock says prop removal tool recommendation that's cheap. Weebleed. Weebleed has the this prop removal tool, which is very, very cool. My favorite, though, is the clone popper on Tiny Whoop, but unfortunately mine has broken. And last time I checked, they were out of stock. But as soon as they come back in stock, I will be getting another one because that's my favorite. Clone popper. There's a brand new prop popper on Tiny Whoop that's all metal. That one is as good as the clone popper, but it's a lot more expensive. So yeah, either or. Render says, like the new HDZero monitor does for analog, does it automatically bump back and forth? That's cool. Metadertson says, is that 4x3 stretched to 16x9? Looks very not square. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, it is not square. It is stretched like this, it feels like. So I don't know what's happening with that, but yeah. I don't know. Good thing I put these batteries on here and didn't hit the button to start them charging. Thanks for hanging, friends. Go get some Bot Grinder. Go get some Spider Sugar. Go get some Super Deluxe. I love you. Bye. Here's some more Drift Car Chasing from February of this year. Have a wonderful night, my friends. See you on Sunday.
Thank you.